Oh my goodness, how do you follow that? Did everybody in the room walk across the stage? That was crazy, and Emily nailed it. That shows us exactly how fast we're growing. And let's get going here. So my talk today is going to be on understanding the difference between the customer and the distributor or brand partner journey. All right? And really, all of you managers who walked across, this is for you. Because my intention today is that you have a very clear understanding of how to utilize those amazing tools, the programs that are coming, the marketing that's coming, so that you can grow your business and structure it to where you want to get to. That's the whole intention. So we've got a few things that we're going to cover, so hang with me. We're going to understand the LifeWave customer and distributor journey, our changing industry, why we would segment prospects, the benefits of segmenting, what we can look forward to, what's coming, and of course the future is ours. So let's get started. When we're working together, you saw we have a field advisory board, we have a comp plan committee, we have a lot of communication between the field and between corporate. And what we're collectively working on is to create a simple and a seamless journey through the customer experience. And then organically grow people forward and move them towards the distributor or brand partner career path for those that choose. One path does not fit all, and neither does one message. So let me ask you, how many here have heard, if this product works, I'm in? Yeah, right? And that was exactly what happened to me. A friend sent sleeves of X39, and I did what maybe some of you have done and what a lot of busy people do, and I set them on my countertop and walked away, right? And my husband came home, Barry, and he goes, "What are these?" And I said, "Oh, they're supposed to activate your stem cells." He goes, "Great, I'm going to use them." So he put the patches on, and he started wearing them. Well, fortunately, about 2 weeks later, he was cutting back a big hedge with a friend, and a branch snapped off and punctured his inner thigh. It was the diameter of a quarter. And I was like, ugh, that's bad. 7 days later, he gets out of the shower, walks over and says, "Look at this." I said, "What is it?" He said, "That's that wound. I'm telling you, it looked like a teeny little scar he got when he was a kid." And I said, "Wow, that's what they told me it would do." And that's about the end of it, right? So fast forward another 3 weeks to 4 weeks, and he is trying on some of his dress pants, and he says, "None of my pants fit, they're all too big." I said, "Yeah, I noticed." And he goes, "Well, why didn't you tell me?" And I said, "'Cause you're the guinea pig." And you know what happens? People start working out more. They start, doing all of that. So at any rate, at that point, I called one of my friends and I said, "Hey, here's what happened to my husband. Is this normal?" She said, "Yes, on the wound healing. Please don't tell them that they are going to lose their belly fat by putting this patch on. The reason it's doing that for him is because he's working out every day, he's eating correctly, he's supplementing right." And he came home and he said to me, "This is what it was like when I worked out in my 20s. So I said, "Great, I'm going to use it," right? And she says, "You may not feel anything." And it was, better sleep the first 24 hours. A couple weeks later, I'm recovering better from workouts. And then my big aha was at 2 months in, and an old meniscus injury from about 15 years ago started hurting. And I called up Dr. Nicholas and I said, "Why does this hurt?" And he said, "Because when stem cells heal, they slough off dead cells. That creates inflammation. It's healing." And he goes, "Throw a couple ice waves on it, you'll be fine." And sure enough, I wasn't just fine. Now I could get up in the middle of the night, my knee didn't hurt. I could, go up and down stairs. I could do lunges and squats. So that got my attention. So everybody starts with the product experience. And I was looking at an opportunity, and I still needed to know the product worked. Because I needed to understand that if I was going to put my credibility on the line, just like all of you, I needed to know that this product was for real. So that's why when you see what Lori was talking about, when you see the new website, you're going to see that we're very product forward, because even distributors are looking at the product. So our job as LifeWave distributors is to get them in, keep them in, and move them along. And this applies to both customers and distributors or brand partners. And moving forward, everything you're going to see coming from corporate is going to be about retention. How many of you have had the experience where it feels like as fast as they're coming in, they're going out the back door? Anybody? Yeah, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating. So the job isn't just to get them in, the job is to keep them in. And all of the programs, everything are going to be about that, and I'm going to show you a little more. So let's talk about our changing industry and profession. Anybody ever do the coffee shop and napkin presentation? Yeah, I draw in circles on a napkin. Maybe you did a hotel meeting and you stood by a whiteboard and you drew circles and you went, that's how you do your business. That's how you grow it, right? Our emphasis historically has been an opportunity-driven industry. And we focused on recruiting and enrolling new distributors. And only if they absolutely said no to us would we offer them the customer path. Okay, and that model worked, and for some it still does. But it does not fit, from everything you heard this weekend, it does not fit the product-driven nature and long-term direction of LifeWave. And this is not to say that we're not looking for distributors, right? I know very clearly in this economic time, there are people waking up, and they're not waking up praying for better health. They're waking up praying for a solution to their finances and the rising inflation. They're waking up and they're looking for an opportunity because they need to feed their families and they need to pay their bills. So the point becomes, you have to pay attention to who you're talking to. You have to ask the right questions and know what they want. Are they looking for the product, or are they looking for a financial solution, or are they looking for both? And let's be realistic. 90% of people really don't want to be network marketers, right? But along the way, they're going to become accidental entrepreneurs if we lead them down that right path. So this is really important for us to know, and not everybody knows this, is that the regulatory agencies are now encouraging and sometimes forcing companies to have a minimum of a 50% customer-to-distributor ratio, and sometimes as high as a 70 to 30% customer-to-distributor ratio. And as a result, many of the more successful network marketing companies are now very customer-focused. And this is the direction that LifeWave, David, Lori, and our corporate partners and community are moving. So why would we segment a prospect? I kind of call it putting it into buckets. There's different personas of people. And some people are going to come in as customers, and they're just going to be personal use. They want to be on an auto ship, and they want to get wholesale pricing. And moving forward, you're going to see that it can be that simple. Put them in, they're on an auto ship, they control it. They are on auto ship, they buy it wholesale. You're going to see people that will share a little bit more, and they just want to get some free products. So this is where the 3 and Free program comes in, and I'll talk about that a little more. And then you have influencers, and they share a lot, but they're really not focused on the business. It might be athletes, it might be social media people, it might be health practitioners are some. That's not their main focus, but they're going to put in a lot of customers. They're customer getters. And usually these people will almost automatically, organically become your brand partner or your distributor. And then there's different segments of distributors as well. So you have your people who strictly want to get their product for free. I just want to pay for my product. And then you have people that want a little extra income, help things out at home. And then you want people that want a serious income. So whether they want $300 a month, $300 a week, or $300 a minute, just helps you as a leader to decide how you're going to interact and work with them. And these programs that are coming up and the communications that are coming up are going to help you talk to your people so that you can focus and work on the ones that are ready to go now. So, the benefits of segmenting. The benefits of having people that are customers clearly as customers and people that are distributors clearly as distributors and having them in those separate buckets is it allows us to communicate to them effectively. If we are putting all our customers, all they want is product, that's all they're worried about, and we're putting them all into our distributor bucket, what are the emails they're getting? Rank promotions, incentive trip, daily method of operation, things that they're not the least bit interested in, and if they're not interested in the content we're giving them, they're going to stop listening. This is a retention issue. So what we need to do is communicate about what they want and what they need. And if they're sitting in their customers in their customer bucket, they're going to get communication about the product, about 3 and free, how you can share and get your products free for referring. They're going to get information on what it might look like to go on that pathway towards a distributor, but they're not going to be treated like a distributor, and that's going to make all the difference in the world to your retention. So proper onboarding in a timely manner can double a customer or distributor retention. And for duplication, it's important that we're working with corporate and in conjunction with them to do this. Because let's face it, as you guys, all you managers grow really big teams, most people do network marketing part-time. I do. All right, my husband and I have 2 other businesses, and we have our LifeWave business. And if there's no way for me to spend the time to communicate everything I need to communicate to everybody, but if I have them in the right place, if corporate is communicating to them, then I can spend more time recruiting, I can spend more time working with my leaders and getting their leaders developed versus having to communicate everything to everybody, all right? Segmenting provides that natural pathway and support from customer to brand partner. So recently, I had a customer, very, very good customer, refer me a customer. And their focus was strictly on her husband's health. It was really a serious situation, and that was all they were focused on. And I put them in as preferred customers. I gave them a reasonable expectation, a 6-month to a year expectation for his desired outcome, right? And when and they were moving along, and I would just check in with them, and how's it going, and just make sure I'm here for you. But I didn't spend any time other than that because it wasn't necessary. Well, she called me up 2 weeks ago and she said, a lot of people are noticing a significant difference in my husband and they want to know what we're doing. I think I should be a distributor. Yep. So I enrolled her, I upgraded her, but first I went back to the customer that referred her. And, hey, they want to upgrade to distributor. Do you have any interest in coming into the business? Because this would be a perfect time. We can get you started. I'll lock arms with you. He's like, I'm joining the business. He had no interest, right? I said, great, then I'm going to sponsor her. And she deserved that because she deserved a sponsor that was going to take care of her, was going to onboard her, get her started right, and support her, right? So we can look forward to, you saw Lori and everything that she's got coming on the website. Who's incredibly excited about that? Yeah. You're going to be able to enroll people easier. You're going to be able to, this interactive thing, you have to understand too, that means what they're looking at is what we're going to feed them more of. What they're engaging in is what they're going to get communication about. It's very, very interactive, and it's going to make our job so easy. If we can grow like this, what are we going to do with these new websites and tools and marketing in place? So let's talk about what is coming will be the Enhanced Global Preferred Customer Program. So we've had a beta test in progress for some time now, and we know exactly what worked, and we know exactly what didn't work. So what didn't work will go away. What did work will be fine-tuned and enhanced. So let's talk about a couple of those things. One thing I know is that rewarding for loyalty works. Okay? The retention works. Not giving away points and all of those kind of things, but just giving them something, and we can use that to set expectations. Hey, when you stay on 6 months, this is going to happen on AutoShip for 6 months. When you stay on for 9 months, this will happen. At a year, this is what will happen. And you use it to set those expectations and encourage them to be on it. They have to have an AutoShip to be a preferred customer and get wholesale pricing. So what do you think that does to your retention? Through the roof. You know, retention is really, really, really good with this program. So what if, we know distributors need to be on AutoShip, right? So what if in the future maybe we have something that doesn't just reward our customers for staying on AutoShips, but possibly rewards our distributors as well? I get all the fun stuff to talk about. So the 3 and Free program, same thing, it absolutely works. People like to refer. You heard Jeff talk about that. They like to refer, but they don't necessarily want to do the business. And so the same thing, people send me customer referrals. I take care of them. And quite frankly, I'm going to do all the work. I should get paid, right? You know, if you have somebody as a distributor and you're just going, oh, you just bring everybody to me and I'll put them in and I'll take care of them, first of all, you're going to be exhausted by the time you start ranking up. But second of all, you're also not being true to what they want, and they're not being taken care of right, and it dilutes down. So think about your bonus program, your matching bonus program. You're diluting it down. But if you start putting people in and you work with them because you're engaged, you get them going, they start in the customer program, maybe they're going to switch over into a distributor. And so 3 and Free, they'll be rolling that out, fine-tuning, but for the most part, it'll stay pretty much the same. It worked. There's just going to be some really nice little tweaks added in. The samples. We all know we lead with X39, and I've got this on here. I love this. One of my distributors, Dr. Dennis Penyon, says, X39 is the patch to rule them all. That's simple, right? We lead with X39, but the samples worked, okay? They worked. My customers upsold themselves. They called me up, they're like, oh, I ordered this, I ordered this, I ordered this. So Lori talked to you about the website and how they're going to see other things. It's because they want them. And so they're doing it. We're not selling it to them, they're asking for it. We lead with X39, we can upsell with samples. And with future samples, I think the only thing we ran into is future samples are going to have the right marketing and education to go with them. And we're also looking at samples that make sense, right? Things we can feel, things we know work really well in combination with X39. So look for, and things that might encourage at the proper timing for people to want to share X39. So what if customer and distributor enrollment and your BV that you get paid on and your rank qualification was exactly the same whether you put in a customer or you put in a distributor? And as I said, what if it was as easy to enroll that customer as it is to enroll a distributor? Would that make a difference to how you grow your business? So, the future is ours. Our industry is changing, and we at LifeWave are changing with it. We're adapting to the new way of doing business. And as you've heard, our goal is to get our products in as many families as possible on a way to 1 billion homes. So we invite you to capture new opportunities through learning the new ways that you can grow your LifeWave business. So thank you for your time.